Analysing your favourite online coach's appointment setting process, part 3. So this is a fitness coach in the online space. I messaged him saying, how do I lose weight? First point, he came back very quickly, literally within a few minutes, so good speed to lead. First question, I mean, I get it, but I don't think it's really necessary. I mean, I was just looking for some general info. I mean, I would tell him that and I'll correct him, but 99% of the time, that's not what's happening. Clearly looking for help myself. Well, I told him I'm on the journey. He gave me a quick little acknowledgement that I liked, and then what's your current height and weight? Where are you trying to get to? That's exactly how I would start as well, by the way. Find out where they're at now and where they're going. Said I was 5'10", 220. I'm not. Wanted to be 6'5". I just wanted to see how human his response would be to that. I said in all seriousness, I need to drop about 30, 40 pounds. It's a decent gap for him to work with. Went along with the joke at the bottom. That's good. He's bantering. And back and forth with the prospect, having an actual conversation. This is good stuff. Then he clarified the goal I wanted to be at. I already said 30 or 40 pounds. I don't think that's necessary, but that's nitpicking. It's not the end of the world. And the exact question I would ask next, how long has it been since I was last at that weight? I said 4 years. Again, I gave him a pretty decent gap. That's quite a long time. The acknowledgement here, it's okay. He's repeating what I said back to me. Probably would have acknowledged by saying how long it's actually been and repeating that back to them. Then they might start thinking, wow, I really do need some help. It's been way too long. He asked what's been stopping me all this time. I mean, I would probably ask this question later on in the conversation, if I'm being honest. I get a little bit more pain and motivation out of them. Here we go. This is the answer I gave him. My eating habits, honestly, and especially at night. I mean, when I was getting really fat and I'm still trying to lose the weight now, it's mainly because of the snacking at night, to be completely honest. And I know a lot of people can relate to that, so it just makes sense to put it in there. And the acknowledgement down the bottom there, it is good and it's very true. A lot of our disciplines with a lot of things in our life tend to drop off a lot more at night. It's looking pretty good so far. He's asking if it's to do with stress, boredom, or just a habit at this point. Whilst it's true, it will at least be one of those three things. Personally, wouldn't give them the answer. I would let them tell me. When you start giving them clues or almost telling them what's wrong with them, start giving blunt answers a lot of the time. They'll lose interest in the conversation. That's not what we want, but we go on. I said it's basically a mix of all three, but it was always stress eating was the main. Really good acknowledgement here. I like that. This is the type of question I would have asked before when he asked me what's holding me back or what's stopping me. I wouldn't have worded it like that, but the path he's taken me down, it does kind of make sense, so I'll give him that. Basically just told him I work a lot of hours. I mean, setters, you'll hear that in the DMs all the time, let's face it. Again, another good acknowledgement there. And that question at the bottom, really good question. That's the sort of question I would have asked after I said that it'd been 4 years. Straight after I say 4 years, okay, what's motivating you to get this sorted after these 4 years? Along those lines. Obviously, I don't have kids, but I basically said I wanted to set a good example for the kids. It's a pretty deep answer, really. This, again, another one you'll hear a lot in the DMs, but it's a really good acknowledgement yet again. He's really good at these, this geezer. To be honest, at this point, the conversation's getting a bit too long. I think this is a brave question, first of all. A lot of people are going to get offended by that. If they don't, it's a great question, but I'll be honest, I don't think it's necessary. Like I said, the conversation's getting very long now. And yet again, really good acknowledgement, and then he goes straight into offering the call. See, I would have taken out maybe a couple of those unnecessary questions, started getting me warm towards the call. He doesn't know if I've ever worked with a coach before. He doesn't know if I feel like that's what I need. But really a smooth transition into the call. I decided to be a little bastard and I asked him how much it cost, see how he'd handled it. He said obviously the call is completely free. If he can help, if it would be a good fit. Not a bad objection handle. And he gives the whole worst case. Not sure about that. You're going to end up getting a few people on the calls that aren't very qualified. But anyway, I've decided to be even more of a bastard and say, what about his coaching? Everyone knows the call's free, but there's a pitch coming at the end. It wasn't a bad objection handle, to be fair. We would have repeated this part of the bottom here, if they can help me and if it'd actually be a good fit. Other than that, not bad. And I basically just agreed to the call and he sent the calendar link.